Right, I think I should start with an apology today. I was intending to come back for a Piacenza game for various reasons, mostly Dell being a bit rubbish. It's been quite a while since I've recorded the last video, and it just didn't work out that way. So today we're going to be playing the team who are bottom of the league and the other team who are currently the place below us. We are, at the moment, touch wood, we are looking like we might be all right in terms of relegation, but we have got a long way to go. We're in some decent form right now. The last 3 games, we've got 3 wins and a draw. Before that, it was looking a little bit hairy. We were quite a long way behind where I want to be. But at the moment, if we were to win today, we're actually on target for the points total that I set myself at the beginning of the season, which would definitely see me safe. Hopefully today we can take another 3, well, hopefully another 6 points closer to that, and we will find out right now. Right, so here we are today. We're playing Pisa, and we've got SPAL in the next game. So as you can see, 2 games which we would be hoping to win, and that would really help us to climb away from the danger zone, I would think. And that would be very, very nice. In terms of fixtures, as you can see, we're on our best run of the season by a distance. We had a very good start to the season, unbeaten, albeit a few too many draws for my liking. But then since then, we had some serious struggles for a couple of months. That little period there where we got the odd win, beat Piacenza, we beat Südtirol, and then we've just picked up a little bit of form now, and I'm hoping, although it's been a few weeks since the last game because of the winter break, I'm hoping we can carry that form on into this game. You can see all our games are televised at the moment, but it doesn't actually make any difference other than the fact that we get some money at the start of the season, and money is still a bit of a problem. We definitely need another season in this league, otherwise we've got a real problem. And whilst there are a few people who'll be leaving because they're out of contract, we are having to cut our cloth a little bit. I managed to sell a few players for money over the January transfer window. Riella has sadly gone. One of my favourite players so far, but he just wasn't really doing it. And in this league, it just didn't make sense. As you can see, he wasn't performing to the level that I would need him to. That season he had in 26-27 when we got promoted, he never really hit those heights again. And that was sad, really. But getting 70 grand for him, it's not bad. I won't need to worry about him now guessing red cards, which he did a lot of. He actually only got 2 in total. He got a lot of yellow cards, but he only actually got 2 red cards for us, which I suppose is not as bad as I thought it might be. So today, going into the Pisa game, it's a game we definitely want to win. Can't really afford to be slipping up in games like this one. A few people have played for the under-20s, so can't play now. To look at that because that shouldn't really be happening. In fact, we haven't got enough substitutes to put on the bench, which is frustrating. But this, I think, is still going to be the team I go for today. The only question is whether I switch Roller out. I haven't really got anyone who can come in. Anselmo looks like he's in good form, but of course that's mainly for the under-20s. And the same thing with Delfini. Is there anyone I can really bring in? Oh yeah, Petriccioni. I think that will be the one change I make. Petriccioni in that way round. But other than that, Castellucci's in pretty good form at the moment. You've got Giliberti, who's been playing very, very well. We've got Davide Bellino, who's come into the squad as a promising youngster. You can see there's not a lot of yellow here, but a lot of it's very close to yellow. So I'm hoping he won't be too bad a player in that position, because right back is a position we have a bit of a problem with. Papetti has not been great this season, as you can see. And then there's the other one, Andrew Glazer, who hasn't been great either, but is also injured. So we needed to find somebody else. And I think Davide Bellino, whilst he's not brilliant, he is certainly not terrible. And I think we can hopefully make that work. So this will be today's team. I did bring in a new striker over the transfer window. This guy here, Giovanni Battista Ancona. But in the first 2 appearances, he wasn't great. So I'll still give him chances. He'll probably come on today. But yeah, I'm certainly not convinced by him by any means. Bellino making his debut today. Anyone I notice here? No, I don't think there's any former players playing for them. I mean, it is happening in most games at the moment. We see a player that I have played with before. But at the moment, not in this team. As I say, today is a game I would expect us to win. I think we need to win it. Keep that little gap growing. And hopefully move towards mid-table, which would be the ideal finish for us this season. Right, and they get the first highlight, quarter of an hour into the game. Passing the ball about nicely, but we've nicked it back off them, and maybe we can turn this into a chance ourselves. Roller finds Castellucci. Diaby. Petruccioni's in, and Petruccioni has made it 1-0. Good start to the game. Good to see a midfielder getting forward, getting a good chance and putting it away. Can we double our lead here? Start to feel quite comfortable if so. Diaby to Vignola. And Giliberti's there. We have doubled our lead. And I think this is going to be a fairly routine win, which does start to suggest that this is the league we belong in. It would leave us 9 points clear of Frosinone, although Cremonese have got a game in hand. Well, Südtirol have also dropped points, so that would be 9 points clear of the drop zone. Zocchi has missed it. This would be a very, very good result for us. Okay, yes, Pisa are not doing very well, but just establishes that we are definitely not that level of team at the moment. Serie B finds Mazzocchi, and it's 2-1. So they've halved the deficit before half-time. It's not ideal. It will give them a lift before that half-time break. But hopefully we got enough to keep it going. And maybe to find a couple more goals, win this fairly comfortably. Just going to give them a bit of an encouraged shout. This team seems to respond pretty well to encouragement usually, although on this occasion that's an exception because they haven't today. Diaby, Giliberti. Mazzocchi takes it off him with the help of a defender. Silvera. Perizan makes a good save. Right, Vignola is not very happy, so I'm going to take him off for De La Bassett. They don't like being fired up either. Not had a great day today with the shouts, to be fair. Giliberti has had a good game, but I'm going to bring him off for Suizzato. Cesarelli doesn't quite find Castellucci, and now Bobini is through, but he's been forced wide and might be offside anyway. Petruccioni finds Castellucci, and we get a corner. Petruccioni can take it. Can we get the third goal to make it less worrying in these final minutes? Roller hits the ball over, but it took a deflection, so we get another corner, and it runs down the clock still further. Petruccioni again goes over. I don't think that's a penalty though. 2 minutes of injury time. We should be all right now. 30 seconds left. I think we will be all right. Good. It's a good win. Perhaps should have been a little easier, but we got the win that we needed. That really does take us quite a long way away from that danger zone. Also means that we are, for the first time in quite some time, level with the points tally that I would need at this point to hit my target of 45, which is the target of the season. 24 we're on now. 45 points is the target. We will be back, not for the Spezia game. We're going to be back for the SPAL game, because I think the SPAL game is much more important. Spezia, top of the league, looking good. Probably going to lose that game, to be honest. But SPAL, they are the team, well, one of the teams that we need to be making sure that we stay significantly above. And I think a win against SPAL, it would start to feel like this is going to be fine this season. We're going to be heading for a mid-table, probably lower mid-table, but a mid-table finish. And that would be fantastic. So I will see you in a second for that SPAL game. Right, and here we are for the SPAL game. Interestingly, the game that we missed, which was against Spezia, we actually did lead it for a while. We had a very, very good start with Petruccioni getting a goal very, very early on. We were pegged back quite quickly after that, and I was actually quite disappointed we didn't win the game, to be honest, let alone draw it. As you can see here, we dominated in terms of shots and XG. Yes, they only had they were the only team who had a clear-cut chance, and they dominated possession, but they didn't do a huge amount with it. And it was certainly a game that I felt like we perhaps should have got something out of. As it stands, it's still looking pretty good, and this is definitely a game which, if we win this, then I would feel like we're pretty close to safe. We're obviously not safe yet, even if we do win today, but we've got some games coming up soon that are going to be quite tough, so it's quite important, I think, that we win this game against SPAL, and then we can probably go until, say, the Piacenza game without having to win a game. That's likely to be my next game. I know I said I'd play Piacenza earlier in the season, so it'd be a good idea, I think, to have a game against them. I think this will probably be my next game. Certainly Piacenza. What I might do is combine that with the youth intake, which is early April. So it might be Piacenza and someone like Südtirol, something like that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, SPAL today, and a win today, I think, would be a big, big step. I think we'd be pretty close if we were to win today to being safe. And Kona, I think, can come in. give him another chance because Castellucci hasn't been at his best. Pressing forward, I think. And we've also signed this guy here, Amara Konate, who is decent without being brilliant. And he just gives us that little extra option in the central midfield where we have had some problems. These two have done all right recently, and I will be sticking with them. But it's just useful to have that extra little option if we need it. I'm also going to take Cesarelli in for Papetti. Other than that, I think I'm probably pretty happy. I'm going to hit actually Malaspina. Probably not a great idea to play him today. And we don't have much choice though, do we? There's a rally there, but that's not really his position. I think I'm going to leave it like that and just hope for the best. If we have to move either Cesarelli or Diaby into central defence, we have got people who can play. Papetti can play left back. Volta or Bassett can play, or Glazer in fact could play defensive midfield role. So there are options, but I want to see how things go with these two at the moment, and hope for the best, I suppose. So 24 points from 21 games so far. Hoping to continue that decent form today. Di Francesco. The name rings a bell. I'm not sure though. I may be making that up. Right. So I've probably put a bit too much pressure on them, I think, with that team talk. That's a bit of a shame. But hopefully let's give them a bit of encouragement. And hopefully so we turn that around pretty quickly. They're all pretty happy now. And hopefully we can get an early lead that would see us kind of almost cruise to victory. But they do seem to be having the first highlight here. No, maybe still. Squizzato, Malaspina, Ciccarelli. And Kona goes through, and Kona can't get his first goal for the club. People are pretty happy at the moment. They seem to have responded well to that little shout from the sidelines after a slightly disappointing reaction to the team talk. Squizzato, Drago. Beccione can't quite find Rada on the right. Giovannini crosses to Javara, and we semi-cleared it. We've done well there, actually. We have done well. It was threatening. Hopefully we can keep them at bay here. No, we can't. Oh, good save by Drago. Under a bit of pressure in the last few minutes. Let's try and see that out a bit. Javara misses that one. A lot of highlights in the first 15 minutes. Ceccarelli to Diaby. Terrible ball. Not sure what that was about. Russo now has it. Are they going to launch a counter? Well, they did, but we've now got it back again. And Kona, it's a terrible ball. And Uara, Giovannini puts it away. Uara seems to have been a big threat to us down this left-hand side. Just been letting him run at us and run at us and run at us. And that's kind of been coming, to be honest. And whilst it wouldn't be an absolute disaster, it would be a real shame to let this opportunity slip against SPAL, a team that we should certainly be beating. It's not been a very good first half, that. We've had very few chances. We need to be better than that. The players know it, clearly. Just see what we can say to Malaspina, because he's not had a very good game. Good, it's motivated him. That's what I was hoping for. Juara is continuing to dominate. And, yeah, that's... unfortunately, is rather the story of the game. There's not a huge amount I can do about it, though. I mean, I suppose I could bring on Glazer. Probably be an improvement, but how much? But let's do it anyway, because I think it's pretty clear that we've been having real problems down that left-hand side, well, our right. So the thing is, we've had the ball as well. We've had not necessarily chances, but we've had attacks, and Juara gets a goal that he's probably... Oh no, it's a goal by Glazer. Of course it's Glazer. We are getting spanked here by a team we should not be getting spanked by. This is really poor. And at this point, I think there's not a huge amount of point in worrying about this game anymore, because I think it's gone. We're going to bring on a couple of substitutes just to keep things fresh. Try and avoid too much exhaustion from the team. SPAL just running away with this game. Look like this is going to be a good chance for sure, and it is indeed 4-0. Drago perhaps should have done better, I don't know. Yeah, I think he probably should have got to that, I think. At least tipped it around the bar. And we have been absolutely spanked away at SPAL. A SPAL spanking. Vignola. Diaby heads it over the bar. Giovannini, Drago saves it. So as you can see, the title of this video is an active verb rather than a passive one, unfortunately. A little bit of a tease there for you. I thought it would be quite funny. Really disappointing performance that. We were never really at the races. Just being absolutely torn apart down their left-hand side. Very poor performance. Oh, it's a shame. I mean, look, we're still in a pretty good position. We're 8 points clear of Frosinone in 18th. That was just a chance to really push up towards that mid-table area and be sort of worried more about Piacenza, Ascoli and Cesena rather than Pescara, Spal and Südtirol. Uh, Frosinone are still 8 points behind us, so we should be okay, but it's just a disappointing result. So, as I said before, I was thinking of being back for the Piacenza game and probably the Frosinone game because, let's face it, they are, as it stands at least, they are the team that we are most worried about because I don't really, I'd take 17th in a heartbeat right now. I still think we should do better, but I would take 17th. So we'll do Piacenza and Frosinone, and that's when we will be back. But I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm really enjoying being back into it. Took a little bit of time off, mainly because I had to, because of the computer being a problem. But hopefully now we're back in the groove, and I haven't actually missed a day's video except for the fact that I couldn't actually get on to actually upload them. But I will be continuing every day from now on, and hopefully we can keep moving up this league to begin with, and up to Serie A fairly soon. But we will see. See you tomorrow. Catch you then. Bye for now.